All right, guys, welcome to lesson 12. Let's get to it. Remember, you pause and get all your notes copied down, and we'll see you in the Zoom lessons. All right, this is the old stuff. And here we go, our new items. So we're just going to do the last little bit of exponent rules. All right, so last class we did the division rule, and this was a typo up here. And the division rules tell you to do subtraction. When we did the product rule, we were adding the exponents together, so now we subtract. So on this one, you technically have 6b's up top, multiplying, and 2 in the denominator. So these babies cancel. So that means I really have b to the 4 on the top. But a much easier way to do this is to look at it and go, well, there's 6 on the top, 2 on the bottom. So the easier way to think about this in your head is to do 6 minus 2 and get the b4 that way. So when I look at my third problem, I can see there's an a cubed on the top and an a to the 7 on the bottom. So what we're going to do is just we keep the letter where it's the biggest number. So 7's bigger, so the a is going to be on the bottom. So 7 minus 3 gives me a to the 4 on the bottom, or in the denominator. Now your fractions always have to have something on the top. You can't leave it blank. So if your entire top goes away, you can put a 1 up there. So then of course we got the rule right here. When the bases are the same, subtract the exponents and write the answer where the exponent is biggest. That's how you do those. All right, now we have the power rule. And this is where you have exponents on top of exponents. So you can see here, there's x cubed to the 4th power. Well, that means I have x cubed 4 times. So look, there's once, there's twice, there's 3, there's 4 times. Well, since these are multiplying to themselves, and they're like base, that's really the same as adding the exponents. So there's me adding the exponents. And 3 added to itself 4 times is x to the 12. So hopefully you're realizing there's a shorter way of doing that. If you're just doing a repetitive addition, that is what multiplication means. So really what we're doing is 4 times 3. So when I look at the second one down here, 5 times x to the 7th, and all of that is being squared, what that means is the 5 is being squared, and the x to the 7th is being squared. Well, 5 to the 2nd power is 25. And if I'm squaring that 7, that means I've got it twice. So that's really just 7 times 2, or 7 plus 7. So we just times it. So I'd like to give you a real quick example, like to do one that's a little bit faster. If I have x to the 10th raised to the 3rd power, that's just x to the 30, 10 times 3. So the exponents get multiplied to themselves. That's what this is right here. If worse comes to worse and you start trying to get confused on this, you can always come over here and write it out as we did on the top. If you see something multiple times, you go, well, what has the exponent on it, and you can spread it out. Now, the product rule that we did last class allows us to shortcut this thing called the distributive property. Remember, whenever you got something on the outside of the parentheses, you distribute it in. Well, now we're going to be putting a letter on there. So 3x times x is 3x squared, because the x's have 1 plus 1 is 2. And 3x times 2 is 6x. Down here for this one, when I go 4 times 7, I get 28. And x cubed times x to the 5th, I've got to add the 3 and 5 together to get an 8. So notice the exponents are adding. When I do 4x cubed times negative 3x, the 4 and 3 are not exponents, so I'll multiply them like I always have to get negative 12. And then the x cubed and the x, there is a 1 here. We don't see it, but we know there's a 1. And 3 plus 1 is 4. we distribute like always. Those numbers in the front multiply like they always have. The only difference is now the exponents are added together using the product rule, and I just accidentally, there we go, went over that little piece. Remember, pause whenever you need to so you can copy stuff down. That was it. I thought I had a little bit more. Your new assignments are going to be up in Canvas. I meant to put them on the slides, but I forgot. So you'll just see them pop up in Canvas at the bottom. All right, you guys, take care.